I won't say what we're going to wear, but I will say it will be our first show ever as a three-piece.
Oh, yes.
Newcastle-based indie pop and rock duo The Tryouts have just released a brand new single called Ray Christ. To celebrate its release, The Tryouts will host a Halloween-themed launch gig this Sunday at the Oak in Tighes Hill, which will also feature their first show as a three-piece. Here's our chat with Chelsea and David from The Tryouts. Welcome back to the studio.
Oh, Jesus, it's
my
on.
gosh. What's been going on? I mean, it's been 2 years since we caught up over 2 years.
I know,
So
it's crazy. Yeah, we only just realised that too. And we forgot how to get in.
Yes, exactly. Well, you've just released a brand new single called Ray Christ. And for people who attend your live shows, I'm sure that they were all like chomping at the bit to actually get the recording out because it's such a good song. How did it come about?
Since we moved over here, I've been obsessed with the palm trees, and I was just throwing out this line sitting around the kitchen table, and Chell jumped onto it right away and said, let's do something with that. And so it sort of evoked this whole story about my hometown. The city brought in all these palm trees to see what would happen, which of course is a joke because my hometown is like a barren, frigid wasteland. I hope no one from there is watching this, although they definitely are. And you know, the palm trees all died. They brought in a bunch of different species to see what happened. They boxed them up with heat lamps over the winter, and they still died. And so the song turned into this retelling of that story from the perspective of a kid growing up there, fantasizing about being anywhere else, having a rough time in school or whatever. Yeah, I feel like that covers pretty much everything.
That pretty much covers it. Yeah.
Why did they actually do that experiment to begin with?
I think they just thought it would be fun. I read an article about it to make sure that I hadn't just made it up. And apparently a few years before that, they did pineapple trees. So it was just like, it's kind of like just irony, I guess. And someone in the article said, it's so nice seeing the palm tree and fantasizing about, you know, imagining that you're somewhere nice. Yeah. And it's like that pretty much
like the sentiment of the song.
It sums up the experience of living there, is just fantasizing about not living there.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's pretty morbid.
Yeah. But here we are in Australia, and it's so nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you have a single launch gig happening this Sunday night. Tell us about the lineup and what we can expect.
So we're playing at the Oak, which has really been it's been picking up a lot as a venue. I feel like they've had lots of good gigs happening there. It's a free show, and we're playing with Good Pash, who are a really awesome band from Sydney, and Darcy Piltz, who is from Newcastle, I'm pretty sure. Hope Darcy's not watching and can verify that. And yeah, we're gonna do a bit of a Halloween theme, I think, because it's close enough to Halloween. So, get amongst it, dress up, come out. It's free.
Yeah. Any surprises of what you're going to wear, or you keep?
You'll have to come and see.
Yeah. I won't say what we're going to wear, but I will say it will be our first show ever as a three-piece.
Oh yes, yeah. We will have. We've got Auntie Allen of Goon Gremlins and Georgie Winchester joining us on bass.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Have you wanted to expand to be a three-piece for a while, or?
I think that we've always talked about it, and we've always had people saying, you guys should consider getting a bassist or a keyboard player or whatever, because there's bass on all of our records. Yeah. But playing live just works so well with just the two of us, and of course touring and costs of being on the road and all that stuff. And it sort of just adds to what we're doing, and really trying to put an emphasis on the songs over the vehicle of delivering them. Yeah. It's just so stripped down, and we get to use a lot of negative space and stuff. But with Ray Christ coming out, and it's a bit of a bigger production than some of our other stuff, we just thought now's the time.
Yeah, it might just be, it might just be for a show every now and again that we expand on it, because it's definitely, for touring purposes, it's definitely handy to be a two-piece, and we don't have the budget for much else at the moment. So, but yeah, we'll see what the future holds.
How do you think it's going to change the dynamic on stage?
I mean, I don't know. We've only had one rehearsal so far. So.
Don't tell them that. We've been rehearsing all year. We are perfect. We sound way better than the record.
So far, so good. I think, I'm always worried that having someone else in the band, they'll have to deal with us bickering and, being a couple. It's, we just have our own kind of
Yeah, we've got a very ingrained dynamic. I'm hoping that we in our next rehearsal kind of focus on some of the stagecraft. Like we'll probably do that thing where the bass player frets your guitar and you pluck the bass. That's like an old surf trick. Right?
Working on it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we haven't told Alan that yet, but it's happening.
Come to the Oak, and
literally.
maybe that will happen.
Now, you also have a tour coming up with Ben Lee, or you're supporting Ben Lee on his tour. How did that come about?
We played a show with Ben back in April, I think it was, at Dashville. It was just a one-off show out there, which got totally rained out, but it was still a lot of fun, and it was a really cool opportunity, and we got to meet Ben, and we kind of just stayed in touch with him. I think like we got along really well, and then he invited us to come and play at an event he does for Weirder Together, which is his podcast that he has with his wife Ione, and they do like a sort of variety show every now and again, and he just asked us if we wanted to come play a few songs at that. Wow. And then and then it's just kind of built from there. But this is 3 shows in a row, which is almost a tour. Yeah, it's a mini tour. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And what's it been like working with him and getting to know him?
He is just such a intriguing, interesting, warm, funny guy. Like you just like talking to him. Obviously, he's had like 10 lifetimes worth of experiences, so it's just always nothing but a pleasure to see him. And
he's just really great, and he's been really supportive of like just the up and coming bands and artists in the Australian music scene in general, and just really being a champion for all of that stuff, which is so good. Yeah.
What a gem. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in today to do the Warehouse sessions.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. Yay. And I can't wait for Sunday, Halloween themed at the Oak and celebrating Ray Christ. Yeah. Doesn't get any better. Thanks, guys.